In business, making sure your business is planned out well, working well, and you are getting money out of it is the main goal. But it's not as easy as saying it. So let's go deeper. Before doing anything, you should plan your business. What will your product be? Where will it be? What kind of business will it be? And how do you want your business to be in the future? Who will own your business?
In business, you can choose to run and own a business by yourself, with your family and friends, or by many people, like a town. The business run by less people is called a private limited company. The one run by many people is called a public limited company. When you choose to run a public limited company, you usually share the company with many people. And the company is usually very big. To get money, you can sell small pieces of your company to people, but the one who owns the biggest piece of your company does not control your company. They just own most of your company. On the other hand, if you choose to run a private limited company, you could share the company with less people, maybe just your friends or family. To get money, you can sell small pieces of your company to your family or your friends, and the one who has the biggest piece can control the company. And when you pay debts, it's going to be equally divided between owners, so everybody has to pay the same amount of money.
So, did you decide what kind of company you want to have? Let's say you want to make a bakery that sells cupcakes and bread. Now you need to organize what thing you need for your product and who you need to make the products. So you need flour, eggs, and oven, chef, and other things. Before buying things, you should remember that in business, you need to get a lot of profit. So instead of buying flour, eggs, and milk, and a machine to make a dough for bread at supermarket, you could go to supplier who sell the things you need to at a cheaper price and buy the things you need there.
Now, after you get your ingredients with a lower price, you need someone to bake the bread for you. So you hire a chef, maybe 2 or 3 chefs, to bake 200 loaves of bread each day. But in order to make them bake the bread the way you want them to, you have to train the chefs. You can do on-the-job training or off-the-job training. When you do off-the-job training, the new chef can learn the new techniques on how to bake bread. Also, the new chef won't disturb the chef working in the bakery. However, off-the-job could be expensive and doesn't produce a product while training.
On the other hand, on-the-job training is relatively cheap. The new chefs can learn how the bakery wants the bread to be like, and the new chef produce something while training. But the new chef might get bad habits from the old chef, and on-the-job training might make the old chef slow. Next, when you have your ingredients for bread and chef to bake, you start to command the chefs. You should control what they do and make sure they do things correctly, or you can hire someone to do that, like a manager and supervisor. Although the manager and the supervisor control what the chef do, you still have full control over everything. Next, you need to make sure everyone is doing their part correctly toward the business final goal. This is called coordinating. And finally, controlling. Check if everything is as planned and if every bread of yours is above the standard.
Now, after maybe a year or 2, your business might not be running as well as it was. Less people are buying your bread and more bakeries have opened. People may not buy your bread because their income is decreasing, or your bread is too expensive compared to the other bakeries. So, you could make the price of your bread cheaper and make your bread into smaller pieces.
As you are back on track, more and more people are coming into your bakery. So 200 loaves each day is not enough. You need 500 each day now. Your first manager suggests that you buy a bigger oven to bake more bread. Your second manager suggests that you add 3 more chefs. Your third manager says buy ready dough instead to decrease time of production. The oven costs $10,000 and is able to add 500 loaves of bread to the daily production. Meanwhile, hiring more chefs costs $1,000 and adds 200 loaves of bread. And buying ready dough costs $6,000 and would add 400 loaves of bread.
Option number 1 is expensive, yet produce more loaves of bread than needed, so it might seem like a good option. The second option is the cheapest, but does not produce the amount of loaves needed. So option 2 is definitely a no. The third option is cheaper than number 1, produce a good number of loaves of bread, and makes the production time faster. Therefore, option 3 is the best option. With a cheaper price than option 1, more profit can be received, and by reducing the production time by half, more time can be saved.
When the company is running well and you want to expand the business to be bigger, you could sell your bread outside the bakery to more people. You could directly go around the town and sell bread to people. But high delivery costs, promotion and storage costs could reduce the profit. But don't worry, there is other alternative.
You could sell your bread to small shops which sell the brand to consumers. Costs of promotion and storage are paid by the small shop, and the small shops are usually easier to reach for people. But delivery costs will reduce the profit, and small shops also sell other breads, so not 100% of your bread would be sold.
Or you could sell 100% of your bread to a wholesaler, and the wholesaler will sell your bread to small shops down the street, who will sell the bread to other people. But your profit will be reduced again, and the producer would lose control over the marketing mix.
Or you could use an agent who will pass on your bread to wholesalers, who will sell to small shops, who will sell your bread to consumers. This way, you can worry less about people not buying your product, because the agent you used knows the people around town who would buy your bread. But your profit would be reduced because you used an agent. Before selling your product, you need to be aware of how you promote your product, in this case, your bread. You can't write, "This bread will make you taller," if it actually does not. Because if you do, you need might to take all of your advertisements down and redo everything. And you need to apologize in the newspapers. All this could cause profit loss. To make your business better, you should do a survey once in a while to the people who buy your bread. Ask them what they like and what they don't like about your bread. You should understand what most of the people like. When you understand what the market likes, you should go in that direction. So more people will buy your product and you can get more profit. You should also predict how demands from the market are going to change in the future.
To conclude, in business, you should plan, organize, command, coordinate, and control. In other words, do the 5 functions of management. And when in a bad situation, look at advantage and disadvantage of option and of your business, and make up the best solution to get as much profit as you can.